Health, Home, and Lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Welcome back. The 4th Annual Islandwide Conference on Disabilities is right around the corner. We've got Carol Darlow and Brittney Cruz from Parents Empowering Parents, also known as PEP, to tell us about that important event as well as other PEP programs that are to come. Welcome.
Thank you for asking us.
Yeah. Great. So go ahead and tell me a little bit about the conference. I know there's a few programs, so maybe you can start there.
Well, on May 5th, we'll be holding our 4th conference. It's an annual event, and this year's event is going to focus on a post-secondary transition, that is, students that are transitioning from high school to life after high school, which involves training, employment, post-secondary education, these kinds of things. So it's an all-day conference. And our target audience is, of course, students with disabilities in the middle school age, high school age, and their parents, as long as they go to a school here on Guam, any school. Guam High School is fine, the private schools, and also the CRTs. The CRTs are sort of like the transition teachers in the different high schools, and they actually have a plan for each child, and with a lot of activities and things. So they're going to be attending also because there's a lot of community resources we're going to discuss, and it will be valuable for them as well. So those are the 3 people we're hoping to target: the students, the parents, and the CRTs.
Great. So kind of to get a holistic group coming to the conference. And so maybe tell us some of the themes or the discussions that will happen at this conference. I don't know, do you have presenters maybe that will be there?
Our first presenter is going to be from the Department of Education, and they will be actually the transition team from the SPED office, which is a special education office. And they're going to talk about community-based education, summer employment programs for students with disabilities. They're going to talk about job coaches, different things like that, career exploration, some things like that. That'll be followed by DVR, which is the Department of Vocational Rehabilitation, and they're going to talk about the programs that they have and how the parents can get involved with that, because you actually have to register for that to get any of their services. So they're going to present their orientation, and then they'll set up a table and they will actually give out appointments for parents and students. I need to mention also that this conference is open to youth who are not in school anymore, as long as they're under the age of 26 and they reside on Guam, and they're unemployed, of course.
Nice. Yeah, so the whole goal is really to help in that transition period, right, from high school to a real life career, a job, right? So how does that kind of look, maybe from the perspective of PEP, Parents Empowering Parents? How do you kind of help in that transition?
Well, we're holding this conference to give the information out to the parents and also to provide information to the CRTs, because this helps in actually preparing the student's program, which is essential. The program actually begins when the student is planned when the student is in the 8th grade or age 14.
Oh, wow, okay.
So it's a series of years with a lot of activities that are involved, and then hopefully they pass the baton, and it smoothly goes into, the student goes into either a job or a training or post-secondary education. That's how it's supposed to work.
Right.
And so the more people that know how it works, especially the parents and the student, the better it functions that way. Because a lot of times there's just the idea that the school is taking care of it and there's no problems. But actually the parents really need to be quite involved with this, and so does the student, because after all, the student needs to be doing something that they're happy doing, you know, that they like to do, want to do. So some of the other people that we're going to have at the conference, also there'll be people from GCC, Pacific Human Resources Incorporated will be there. They actually do job placement and offer some training programs to teach people how to interview for jobs, fill out resumes, things like that. We'll have the American Job Corps will be there because they help with job placement as well.
Nice.
Flame Tree has a training program for youth. It's in the area of computers, so they do a training placement type program. And then, of course, the Guam Trades Academy will be there,
Wow.
be showcasing their things as well. And we'll have some information about some of the other things that are available on island, because we don't have time to have everybody speak.
Yeah.
And during the lunchtime, the lunch period, there will be people from Guam Legal Services there and from the Client Assistance Program, which both sort of keep tabs on when there's a problem that arises. And they're going to tell about the services that they offer.
Great. Wow, what a lengthy list of great people to get in contact with. And so also I know PEP has other programs that they're working on. Maybe you can expand on that as well.
Well, this Saturday we actually have our training, the Transition Planning, School to Adult Life. And we will have attorney Eric Miller come over. He's going to talk about the ABLE law, power of attorney, trust, and legal guardianship. You know, that's another transition after high school there. So, of course, that's just the legal aspect. We only had 12 spaces available. We just actually closed our registration for that one. Yeah, so as you can see, there is a definite demand for that. Yeah, because we are, that's the big question, what are you going to do after high school?
Right, I mean, I think that's a question for all of us, and more so for kids with disabilities who might not see the opportunities, right? I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think there are a lot of opportunities that you've mentioned.
There are opportunities. We've learned a lot about the resources by planning the conference. Some of the agencies and things I didn't know about, and that's why it's important for the CRTs from the schools to come, because they'll learn of some of these things and can include them in their plans and things. So
definitely.
And I have a granddaughter that's going through this process right now.
What?
So yeah, it's really been, for me, it's been a good process because I've learned and I've been really involved as I go along, and hopefully it's going to work out for her.
Yeah, hopefully. Wow. Oh, tell us more. Maybe how does that process look? What did you learn?
Well, the first thing, when she was in 8th grade, I did go and I learned as much as I could about what transition was about. And then I've been involved with it. I actually drew up a transition plan for my granddaughter, and we monitor it every year. We review it every year because, of course, she's changed what she wants to do several times.
Really?
Yes, and this is typical
natural.
of kids sometimes. You
I
know?
wanted to be a doctor and a teacher, and now I'm sitting here as a news reporter.
So, you know, that things do change.
Right.
And so it has to be reviewed every single year, and then you change the activities as needed, and you just keep on top of things. And she's at the end of her junior year right now, so next year she'll be her last year, and I think it's going to be a very smooth transition. And I want to tell other parents about it because it can be this way for other families as well. But you really have to know what you can do and how you can help and this kind of thing. So we're really encouraging the parents and the students to come and learn the CRTs. And although there is a cost for the conference, which is $50, we have had a couple of sponsors, and those are the Guam Developmental Disabilities Council and Coast 360 Federal Credit Union.
Fantastic.
And so we do have some free scholarships that are available, first come, first serve. So you do need to call and make that commitment to come.
Right.
And we do have to have everyone pre-registered by the 27th because we have to give our final number to the hotel at that time.
Perfect. So 27th of April, where can we sign up?
Oh, you can call 685-7371. That's our PEP office, or you can email peptrainingworks@gmail.com.
Very, very cool. And this is all happening on May 5th? Great. And what does your granddaughter want to be right now?
Actually, she wants to be a cartoonist. She wants to go into something that involves that kind of thing. So that's what we're looking at. So she's going to be involved with computer type things right now, graphic arts and things like that. So her goal is to actually to work part-time and to go to school part-time.
Nice, and hopefully a lot of parents can also, and grandparents can also kind of find some direction here at this conference and more ideas, and maybe even for the students. It's fantastic. It sounds great. And so this is all happening May 5th. It's a small $50 charge, and you could sign up by April 27th?
Yes, but of course, again, we do have sponsor tickets available.
Right. Yes.
So, yeah, to those
First
eligible.
come, first serve. So they need to call right away. Yeah, we want to get
Right now.
So, and if there's other agencies or organizations that would like to also co-sponsor, they can also call that number, and we can open up more seats to have more people so they won't have to pay so much.
Great. I'm really excited for it. All right. And is this the biggest, this is the first year, or?
This is our fourth annual.
Fourth annual.
Yes.
I read that. Yes, that's correct. And so besides this conference and the program that's happening this Sunday, anything else you'd like to talk about that's coming up?
Well, we are looking at having our fourth annual I Can Too summer camp for children with distinct abilities and their siblings. This is an all-inclusive camp. It's only for 5 days, Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. It seems short, but really it's very intensive. So we are looking to have, I believe 30 is what we can manage. It's all based on volunteers and like how much that they can handle as well. So, and we are looking for a location for that. But if they stay tuned, they can follow us on Facebook, or just email again peptrainingworks@gmail.com and to get more details on that.
PEP. I love it.
Thank you.
Empowering parents, which is fantastic. So any last minute thoughts on what would you like to say about this conference?
Well, I think it's going to be very informational for parents and students and CRTs. I'm looking forward to it because I've learned a lot just contacting people and getting, making the arrangements for them to come. And of course, I just want to remind people that PEP also, we help parents learn how to advocate for their children, so they can call us for help when they're dealing with their IEPs or if they have questions about the IEP process.
Perfect. So we'll see you May 5th at the PEP conference on disabilities. Stay tuned for more.